I was waiting for Dr. Dre to start up on the start bumping.
So you're a philosopher? Yes. I think that would teach. 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 In about 4 seconds, I'll teach you how to get it. I think that would teach.
There it is. We're back. Yeah.
We are back.
We're back.
We are back. We can hear it. And we are just not back because we're back together after a week of us being apart. We're back because we started, and now we're back again because of audio issues. And we're doing well now. Now our audio is back up. We should be on the cracking. You should be able to hear us. We apologize for all the technical difficulties. We just want to say thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for being here with us.
Always.
I am Pitch.
I'm Rocket. What up?
Wendell Scott, what's happening?
And we are the Bills, and we just want to say thank you again. Today we're going to be talking about Donald Trump, of course, and all these dirty ass tweets he been sending.
Ooh, nasty.
We're going to talk about the cannabis industry and the lack of blacks in it. And we're going to talk about, what's the third one?
You said what?
Oh, yeah.
The American engine. Not Indian. Probably.
The American engine. I'll let him, we'll explain that once we get down a little bit later.
It encompasses everything that we're going to talk about before that. So,
but Rocket, how was your week?
My week was, it was a struggle, but I got my equilibrium back. I went through a whole spiel. I don't feel like repeating it, but yeah, I'm getting back to.
This one's gonna say, I went through a whole spiel. Ain't nothing on you. Don't nobody know what you talking about. Nobody know what you said. I'm just trying to move it, dog. I'm sorry.
It's a spill. Trying to get comfortable.
That's expensive right there.
Don't nobody know what you said. Nobody know what you talking about.
You're right.
Because we deleted all that stuff.
I apologize. So my week, thanks, bitch. I appreciate it. My week was, I got back from out of town. I was down in Tennessee for a funeral and got back and it was like, what do you call it? Jet lag? Well, it's driver's lag, but yeah.
I would just say jet lag.
Yeah, it was similar to jet lag. It just, like the days just went together. It was a whole blur, but I made it. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that we're together. I'm happy this show is getting popular.
Yeah. Mr. Wendell Scott, how was your week?
Week was great. Man, I can't help it. The weather was great. Not a lot of stress this week. Just, finishing out plans for the end of the summer's coming up. If you ask me, man, once Summerfest is over, summer's over. It's that countdown to school, but you're an empty nester now.
Still, even when Summerfest, even when the summer is still popping, to me, Summerfest is like the beginning of summer. You know what I'm saying? Labor Day to me is like the end of summer.
Yeah. Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To me personally, it's like Labor Day is like the end of summer, dog. So.
You try to judge summer's real short.
Yeah, because we already in Wisconsin, so we don't get long enough anyway. So.
It's been, what, a month and a half?
The day is the official summer day. It's hot as hell outside.
It's one of the hottest days we've had yet, right?
Yeah.
It's not really the heat, man. It's the humidity that's killing us.
Yeah. Because I could live in Arizona. I'd be cool with this type of heat every day.
Yeah.
More San Diego, maybe Vegas. They say San Diego is pretty cool. Like the average temperature is around 75.
Yeah, San Diego? It's between 78 and 82 degrees in San Diego. Yeah, it's the most perfect place in all of America as far as weather.
San Diego, dog. I remember Christmas Day was 88 degrees.
Oh yeah, that would be lovely right there.
I don't know what to do with that.
It was crazy because most of the cats in our platoons from the Midwest. We had one dude. He was like boo-hooing and stuff. I'm like, dog, nigga, it ain't even like Christmas, dog. It's 88 degrees, bro. Just because people across the way got some Christmas lights on their house, it don't even look right. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that was.
It looked right to me. It feel right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And no snow.
Yeah.
You said the no
No
snow.
snow.
I don't mind it, man.
Yeah. Well, all right, fellas, let's get into it. For those who want to know, we are not going to be doing what you're sipping on this week, or we're in the debate on if we should do it any longer. And if you want to chime in on that, let us go ahead and chime in on that. But if not, I think we're just going to let it go, and because we're promoting somebody and they ain't giving us no money or no drink, so why we promoting them? So let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Okay, so let's play this though. Let's play a little something. So we gotta get somewhere to say. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we're talking about this week. We said we talking about Donald Trump. We said we talking about the engine. The American engine.
And it's working fine.
And we talking about the cabinet. And that's what we're about to get to right now.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to start with, Donald Trump and the tweets. So if you haven't heard, which I'm sure everybody has by now, Donald Trump went after the squad, being Ilhan Omar, what's her name, Alicia Cortez.
Yes, AOC.
AOC, who everybody likes to rock with.
Yep. Congress Lady Tlaib.
Yeah, Tlaib.
And Congress Lady Presley of
Yes.
Massachusetts.
So Donald Trump said he didn't like. First of all, he was defending Nancy Pelosi, which I think is another thing. But we'll get back to that.
Oh, we definitely.
He was defending Nancy Pelosi. He didn't like the way that they was treating her, so he told them to go back to their countries that they came from. Well, first of all, 3 of them are from America, born and raised right here, except for Ilhan Omar, who was born in Somalia, came here when she was 6 years old, and now she's,
That's a
refugee, and now she's here. And he was saying that they are, like their country, they're anti-American, all this kind of stuff. Well, there was a backlash towards them, and because that backlash came back, the problem is the backlash wasn't from the Republicans.
No.
It was from a lot of other people. Now this fool is running and talking about he didn't mean what he said, of course. So first of all, what do you think just about the tweets in general?
So I watched we're gonna just call it the squad.
We'll call it the squad.
I watched that, and Congress Lady Presley, she was like, don't be fooled by his antics. But it's deplorable. This is somebody that's president of the United States, and although I'm not shocked, you still got to speak out against just stupidity. He's using Twitter. He's using the Republican base just really to set the country back. Everybody want to tout about the economy, but you got to look at this man, just his history. Matter of fact, he shouldn't be president. He's not my president.
Why shouldn't he be president?
Well, I mean, he ain't built for it, personally.
What makes you think he's not built for it?
I mean, look at what he's doing. He has no grace. He's not astute. He's not intelligent. He keeps saying they said horrible things. But then what are those horrible things? Because in my opinion, they weren't horrible. It was a fair critique of America right now.
The crazy thing about it, to me though, what you're talking about his critique of America is the fact that he said they were unpatriotic. Unpatriotic because they don't agree with, and that's crazy.
They don't agree with him.
They agree with him. Yeah. That's the biggest crazy.
He's trying
to interrupt.
No, you're all good. And he's trying to wrap himself around as if he's America. The problem is he want to be king, dictator, and president.
I thought that's what he was.
That's what he want to be.
Okay.
I think all 3.
Well, I think. First of all, I think this is all a ploy. Believe it or not.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a ploy to cause a ruckus, distraction, because the day that he did it, Robert Mueller was supposed to be up in Congress, but they rescheduled. I don't think a lot of people remember to know that. He was supposed to be speaking that day.
You were supposed to be speaking this past Wednesday.
That's what I'm saying, and that's when all this happened. So he was trying to cause a ruckus, so everybody look over here, and forget what's going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Like that sleight of hand type stuff.
Exactly.
They kick that can down the road. Next Wednesday is open, so Mueller will be testifying in front of Congress. Both two different committees. Wednesday. So you know, there's a lot of things in there because I was checking out some information earlier today about the Mueller report, and there was like 9 things that haven't came to light, which Mueller has found the president participated in. And then there's more videos that show he tried to cover up, that he was actively participating, trying to cover up the Stormy Daniels with Cohen. So there's a lot of information that we don't know. That Mueller report is thick and heavy with information that we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can do you mind if I play this apology?
Who apologized?
Trump.
When did that happen? You mean his retraction or apology? Which one was it?
You gotta listen up though.
Who was he apologizing to for what?
He was apologizing, saying that he didn't say it, and he didn't like that those people saying, here you go.
Yeah, that's his retract statement. That's him backing off of the loudmouth thing that he said. We're gonna bring that back. You gotta turn up your volume. Yeah. So this was yesterday morning, and Trump's in the Oval Office, right?
Yeah.
This is the setup for that.
Yeah.
Okay. And they asked him about.
It's not. Let me see if I can find a different what's it called.
Okay.
But this cat died. He started to say, I didn't really like that. I didn't say it.
I tried to stop him as soon as possible. You saw me. It was very quick.
As you already know.
Mm-hmm.
That's his teaching, as you already know.
And basically, the new thing is he waited for 13 seconds. He did. You know what? I think that's kind of tit for tat for 13 seconds. The crazy thing is, if you watch this video footage, dude is clearly nose and chin in the air, just smelling.
Yeah, it's like they love me.
Right.
They love me.
Right.
As they say, send her back.
Right. You got to be a little nuts,
That's
man.
what I placate to.
But when you hear people say it, but until you see it and someone points it out, that video is. I mean, he just stopped, just screaming, "Lock her up!" And he just stopped and put his head in the air and closed his eyes.
Send her back.
Right.
Yeah,
Send her back.
He did the same thing with lock her up.
Right.
It's no difference. But
the problem I have is I hear all this.
Here we go, boy.
I just have a funny feeling I don't think they were going to mow.
Speaking very quickly, it really was a loud. I disagree with it, by the way, but it was quite a chant, and I felt a little bit badly about it. But I will say this: I did, and I started speaking very quickly, but it started up rather fast, as you probably noticed.
So should those tell your supporters never?
Well, I would say that I was not happy with it. I disagree with it, but again, I didn't say that they did.
Right. I didn't say it. They said it.
I didn't say it. So when you tell your supporters, this cat, he is all about the ploy, dog. He is all about getting it off of him and making other people look bad. If you notice, that's what he's always doing.
Right. It's the way he sets himself up. That's his whole surrounding. That is a way of, like I learned one time in a conference that banks, and when you get paid back, they have something called slow pay. And slow pay really is something they do where they hold up your money for a period of time because they're collecting interest off of it. And I didn't believe it. But dude, it's how Trump does things. His lawyer was Leo Cohen, and he was taught that whatever they say, you say the opposite thing.
Yes.
And if it gets close to you, you create chaos.
Yep.
And it works.
That's a great cat. And he played to his base, dog.
Right.
His base love him.
And they want chaos.
Donald Trump is, if you really think about it, Donald Trump is into, I don't know what you want to say, but he really likes publicizing.
masochist.
No. He like
Narcissist?
He like pumping up his little cats. He like pumping up the little cats, the little dude. You know what I'm saying? The little people. Because think about
All the lone wolves. They call them lone wolves.
Dog is very simple.
Very.
So he doesn't like them. So what does he say? They're anti-American. They're unpatriotic. What does everybody do? They're unpatriotic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He plays to that base. Great.
Right.
The problem is, I think this is gonna do him in. I could be wrong, but this is gonna do it.
I don't believe it one bit. I think we're gonna let this fly over our head, and some people say something. Hey, listen, the Black Caucus is fooling around in Sweden somewhere trying to get ASAP Rocky out of jail when Trump is over here completely clowning. Just get a little. There you go.
Yeah. So what you say about ASAP Rocky? I'm sorry.
I said, instead of running over to help him get out of jail, basically our Black Caucus should be over here dealing with this. Listen, I haven't heard a statement from the NAACP.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a statement from the Urban League. I haven't heard a statement from the Black Caucus. How about
the Black Al Sharpton's group, Action Network?
Is that what it is? Haven't heard a statement. Haven't heard a statement from them. I would like to hear a statement where they have to say, like, really a statement on, you've never heard a president just talk crazy like this over a microphone ever.
Yeah.
Not in the public where they just, now remember this, he splits them up. So remember the things that he does to separate the United States. The one guy from Florida sent everybody a bomb. See what chaos does? It makes you forget about that. Maxine Waters got two. One at the office and one at home. But that's what chaos does. And someone just came up with a great statistics about when Trump comes to town. What was it, the stat on that?
They talked about that just today. When Trump comes to town, hate crimes go up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it said. When Trump comes down, hate crimes go up. And that's crazy.
And it was a percentage. Like they were shooting up like 200-some%. And I'm like, wow.
Here's the other thing. I gotta give it up to Minnesota. Because Ilhan Omar, once she all this stuff all week was talking about, we send her back, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
She ain't from here, all this. So she flew back into Minnesota. I don't know if you saw this. Last night she flew back into Minnesota. When she got in the airport, there were like, I think like 100, like 200-300 people there saying, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Well,
Welcome. That's dope.
Welcome home, So
that's
dope, dog. I gotta give it up for Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was what you had to do.
And you never see that.
We need to combat all of this bullshit that Trump is putting out. We need everybody to stand up and say that we're not standing with this, because it's so easy for people in his audience and the Republican Party to get behind him because they know what he's touting.
You know what? I'm not surprised he said it. Am I shocked that he said it? Nah. I think a lot of people, some of it this week, people, like when he first said it, I think people were like, oh my God, how could you say go back? No, I'm not really shocked that dog said that. I'm telling everybody this right now. That fool gonna say nigga, spit, kike. He gonna say something crazy before his term is up.
He's already said Pocahontas. He already said grab her in the private parts.
Grab her in the pussy, yeah. We can say that on here, dog. This is a podcast.
Okay.
But dog, dude is gonna say nigga, dog. He gonna slip up and say nigga, dog. It's coming.
And they're gonna say that's not what he meant. If he just looked at the word, he didn't mean the color. It was,
Yeah, dog. I think that's the part that I'm starting to have the biggest problem with. Donald Trump, he is who he is. My bigger problem is, as an individual who's part of this country, is the lack of Republicans and Democrats, if you want to say that, who are speaking out against this. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And here's your number one question, and how does that help out Black people? The real question is, what Black people? What we're about to talk about. I'm going to narrow it down to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where's all the Black Republicans at?
That's what. Because hold on a second. Listen, you only got like 2 or 3.
But it's a bunch of them jumping up. If you look at the internet, there's a bunch of them jumping up, having a lot to say about us.
Just Republicans and not
right, not in office, but just Black Republicans. Where you at?
They ain't gonna stand up.
There was and we talk about Sherwood Hughes on this show a lot, but there's a Black Republican who comes in and talks to him all the time.
Uh-huh.
Right? And this cat, dog, when he talked to Sherwood Hughes, come in and he don't. This cat Donald Trump can like do no wrong in his eyes.
Really?
Yeah, Sherman Hughes be pushing all his buttons, trying to, and he be like, "No, Donald Trump didn't do that. No, I don't care. No, duh." So he just like one of them white people.
I think those people get jobs. If you check, I think those people get some type of job. Something happens. They're being contacted. You know,
the dude who would go to Sherman Hughes
Uh-huh.
for Ron Johnson.
Okay.
Enough said.
I'm saying he part of his cabinet. Yeah.
Wow.
Of course. So to me, that's almost like he's one of those correspondents that come on to defend the the right side.
Yeah.
It's not like he.
Right.
It's probably part of his job.
That fool
go
trying
over
to get
there.
a job at Fox News. Come on.
Somewhere.
Okay,
He definitely is.
Any black person, if any black person stepped out and said, like any prominent black person, right? Let's say if Al Sharpton said I'm a Republican, he'd be on Fox News tomorrow, dog.
Tomorrow.
Because they don't have no black people over there
Right.
who are anybody who black people look up to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The one show that I keep forgetting that I want to watch is Don Lemon. Everybody say his show is pretty good on CNN.
It's been on a couple days.
Huh? Was that?
It's been on a couple days or weeks.
It's been on for a long time.
It's been on for a long time.
I haven't watched it.
Like
Don Lemon.
He was looked at as a joke because he did he did some quirky things.
Yeah.
But since then he has really turned around and he has a good show. He has good interviews.
Everybody
And he
said,
pushes back.
yeah, everybody did say that. So
Yeah.
I gotta check dog out. He's not Republican. Don't get me wrong.
No.
My take on this is
Uh-huh.
that we're not going to do anything.
What you mean we're not gonna do anything?
Like, I don't think we're going to stick up for ourselves as black folks. We'll say something, we're going to sit down. I think with the whole environment going on, it's making it just so normal now.
It's working fine.
Yeah. So here's a you asked the question. So let's explore that. What does this have to do with black people, or how do we feel as black people about this? Because I think that's the ultimate goal.
I feel that once we see the voter turnout, and then we'll know.
I think we do. I think we do have to get. It's kind of. To me, it's kind of twofold. I think it's hard to get people out to vote when you got Republicans doing the stuff that they're doing, but people don't really realize that you got to vote them cats out.
Yeah.
So like when our governor here, Tony Evers, when he got into office, right?
Right.
Remember the Republicans had a lame duck session, so they
changed all the rules.
So basically telling us, because they said we know what we want here in Wisconsin. So basically what they tell us.
And it has nothing to do with your black ass. And it has nothing to do with your black ass.
That's what I'm saying. So even though we voted dude in, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what we want, so they're gonna change the rules and do what they want.
Right.
So how do you combat that with people who don't really vote in the first place, but you need them to vote? And now they're saying, well, my vote don't count anyway because y'all just took it from me.
Realistically, let me tell you how the Russians did it. You keep seeing more things pop up on YouTube, more and more infomercials. Infomercials are free, 30 and 60-second slots about voting. If we have all the conscious rappers out here, why isn't it time for you to start making songs about voting or putting that in your rhyme?
Speaking out.
Well, I think a lot of it.
Yeah, they all went party with Hillary Clinton, they damn lost.
Well,
Listen to how I'm saying it. Wait, y'all jumped me and you didn't listen.
No, I'm here.
What I'm saying is, you should start using it now in the complete vernacular environment. Just like you keep seeing an influx of crazy videos to separate us, there should be videos where rappers at least have one line or two talking about voting and how it's going to change your life.
I'm saying take it even deeper. Don't just have videos about it. Just be out there like on a commercial or just be out there spreading your
Right.
Spreading that.
But I'm saying do everything from every instance we should be pushing. Like, that's something that that the media has people listening to the same 10, 12 songs a day. And by the end of the week, you think that's the jam, right? So if every single day we pushed at least this message once or twice,
not part of American
but if you push that over and over and over, now it's set in our minds as black people, I gotta vote.
Yeah.
I gotta go vote.
Yeah.
Because you don't know the Powerball, Lord of Jesus is $300 gazillion, and they really think, and they'll be out there in a second.
I'm dropping 20.
Right.
Yeah, I'm part of that suit. I'm trying to get rich.
But yeah.
You have a better chance of voting than you do winning the lottery.
But no, we as black people, So here's my other question, dog. I'm gonna just be real.
The American engine. Go ahead.
What do
You
we
said
do?
everything,
What
you know?
do we do? Do we just stick with these two parties, or do we start something different?
Oh, we should have been.
Let's put it all out there. Well, what do you got, Democrat or Republican? What are you?
I consider it now.
Now, you sure you want to put this out here to the world?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put it out there. I consider myself an independent.
Yes.
But when I say that, I normally vote for a Democrat or Republican. So I'm not a true independent, as in I voted for independent individuals. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But I call myself independent because I don't follow the Democrats or the Republicans, but I vote for whoever I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I
Right.
think if you call yourself an independent, most independents vote for independent people. I don't.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Independent vote either way.
Right.
I think we have changed that definition. But the true definition of an independent is people who follow the independent party.
Wait. How old is the independent party?
The independent party is
Young. Very young.
It's pretty old.
How old?
The independent party's been
At least
around
100 years. Look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the go to the data.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah. How old is the independent party?
Yeah.
Yeah, the independent party
They've been around for a while. I think they got more popular because like the Green Party and the Tea Party and everybody considered them like independent. Yeah, they consider that because Ross Perot was an independent.
Yeah.
Was he?
No, he was like more libertarian. Shout out to Ross Perot, who died a couple of
Ross Perot dead, dog.
Yeah, it was buying up.
1969.
What?
1968, 69.
So 34, about 50.
The independent party? It had to come out of another party.
The AIP was founded by Bill Shearer and his wife, Ellen Nolan Shearer.
So that's the thing, though.
No third party candidate has won more than one electoral vote since 1968. Okay, the party has a successor to America's Independent Party.
So
let's get that.
So it's been around.
Okay, so you're independent.
Yeah, I call myself independent.
You call yourself independent, not that you affiliate with the independent party, but you don't. It's how
I vote. Right. I don't vote on one ticket.
Right. I don't vote the party line.
Yeah,
so I'm more independent, even though I believe in a lot of conservative principles. You know, about being fiscal.
This cat just pulled a Trump.
No.
You a Trump mulatto, my guy. He's a Trump mulatto.
Notice I said conservative.
Mulatto.
Conservative.
1/4, you got Trump blood in you. He said, I like conservative. He put his finger up.
That's right. Because I said conservative, not Republican. Because I'm really more libertarian. Because we give out a lot of money to outside our country, and I don't think we should. But that's more of.
We're going to bring that up in a second. I'm tell you, a lot of that money, I don't care what anyone says, we're in so much mess.
Yeah.
We got to pay. You got to pay the wolves off.
Yeah.
Or they on your tail. I'm ferociously independent, and I don't believe as an independent I have to vote independent. What I mean by this is, whatever I feel at the time is best for family first, culture next, America next.
Yeah.
That's what I vote for.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example of this. I voted for Bush Jr.
Junior who?
George Bush Jr.
Bush.
And
Republican.
he started a war. And then I looked at So then I looked at, after he started the war, I said, I don't care what candidate, who's going to run this war. He was just as the crazy person. You started it, so you have to run it. So I had to vote for him.
Yeah.
I mean, you had already started. You put us into a fight. I got to stick with you. I got to leave. You know, we can't come home without everybody who left the house.
Actually, you know what's crazy? I remember being at G's Clippers. And I told him, you got to push for what you call. Everybody like, no.
Who's what you call it?
For Junior.
Oh, really?
Dude, we was going to war.
No, my thought process was, Junior was changing the economy a little bit too. I was especially for G, like for business owners and stuff. He was changing the economy, doing good things for
43?
for business owners. Yes.
What was he doing for business? Because I own business. And
Because for business owners at the time, he was giving them tax cuts and doing things so we have more entrepreneurs. And I was saying, as for G, I was talking to him. I was like, you should be one of. I said you should be supporting him anyway because he trying to make it better for small business owners.
But
yeah, I'm not supporting that. I wasn't supporting that cracker for that. You out of order. Now remember this: he could do whatever he wanted to do, but the problem was.
You just said I voted for him, but I said that cracker.
Well, hey, this is what I'm saying. Did you hear why I said I voted for him? But listen, I voted for him because here's the problem. Dude done mess over there and jumped our cousins, right? You know you got that one hot cousin that you don't even want around you. Like he be right for 5 minutes. It's guns, it's dope, it's prostitute. Everybody got one of them cousins. Bush, that's the cousin. George Jr., like you own one, and now you just started some stuff. Now we got to go over here and finish this fight off with you, and then we getting rid of you, dog. And then on top of that, you lied and got us in the middle of this.
The only reason he went after Saddam is because Saddam tried to kill his daddy. Everybody said it's oil. He tried to kill his daddy.
Yeah, he did. Like, remember, he said that.
I'm at that.
He said that. He said that before he got.
Yes.
It was a video that I saw with my own 2 eyes, and he tried to kill my daddy.
He tried to kill his daddy.
That,
he would have to say,
what he said? He tried to kill my father.
Right.
So he was like, ain't nobody talking about the oil? The oil.
But they still got that oil.
Let me tell you, no. Who's got those oil tanks right now? Who's got those oil tanks? Remember they were setting them on fire? We got talking about them, we still getting them.
But we Saudi Arabia, between Saudi Arabia and us, we got a lot of it locked down. We
right.
That oil, when it goes,
that's where we're at Iran now.
It's converted into what? US dollars.
Right. Whatever. Well, the Chinese what?
Soon as when Gaddafi, he was like, "No, we're gonna back this against the gold."
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of his ass. So
yeah, they did.
They got that oil. It's on the world market.
We got some investment in that, dog.
Yeah, they did Gaddafi in because they're like, no, we're gonna back that. Because Gaddafi was also trying to do an African Union, but that's another story.
So Donald Trump,
right,
did nothing that anybody here was shocked over, right or wrong?
I'm more fed up.
It caused me more anxiety than shock because I know where this country can go, and I know that if that country goes there, people that look like me is on the losing end. And we have to figure out, really it's going to come down to 2 things. Is it fight or flight?
So for me, my thing.
Where you going to fly to? There's nowhere to go.
I said flight. Shit, I don't know.
There's nowhere to go. Don't want to black. You saw what happened to the other black people that got moved all over Europe. They was like, no, get your ass out of here. The Germans made up that whole story. 150 white women were raped. And the kids were grasped, and they grabbed babies and raped them 2 all in the same place, New Year's Eve. Now, when they start letting you hip hop Negroes saying, I need some place to stay, they're gonna
be like, no, because they're gonna put you in jail.
Right.
Maybe Canada.
Canada, yeah, but you can't. Let me tell you something. You can't come over to Canada playing. No, you gotta go get a job.
You have to get a job. And
niggas been working since
you've
been born.
Yes, so I'm just saying.
We ain't scared.
I'm just saying. You can't go to Canada.
This is a lot different.
And you can't be. And you know what? They're citizen. Like to be a citizen of Canada is way harder. Just be an immigrant to Canada is way harder than the United States.
We know it. That's why we have an issue now.
It's crazy.
Like I'm Kawhi.
And you have to get a Canadian bank account. You can't even get dual citizenship and go back and forth. The taxes are ridiculous.
It's 50%.
I don't know what it is.
It's ridiculous. But this is what I heard about that universal health care. You get 1 cataract removed today and another one in 6 months. Now, I heard those rumors. I don't know if it's true. So if you're listening, Canadians,
but if you got
let us know.
Good grade of cannabis, you can hold on.
They're not having wars over there. Remember there? What was that? Was that
nationally illegal?
Who was it? The prime minister or was it the mayor of Toronto? Who's the guy that was on crack over there?
What'd you say?
Who's the guy that was on crack? Or was it the prime minister or was it
it was the mayor?
Was the mayor of Toronto? Montreal?
Yeah.
Straight on crack.
Yeah.
Straight on crack.
He thought he was,
And he wouldn't go stop. Right. He did.
You know what?
Right.
He was too fat to be on crack.
Nah, that's the thing.
It was some dried up old cocaine that somebody probably just said it's just crack. Water got to it. It's like, yeah, that's crack.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, but yeah, Trump is not doing anything for blacks.
Never
And
What do you gotta lose?
you think about
You're not getting nothing anyway, nigga.
about the 80s and the 90s, like Trump don't like black people,
Right.
but he like rich black people because they can afford. Because
He can sell them
at the
something.
end of the day, no, it's about affording to be around him. That's what I think. I mean, R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Dude had a room in the Trump Plaza.
He still does.
Well,
Not a room. He has an apartment up there.
Yeah, room.
And that's where the girls are living now. I just saw a video of them like looking out the window. We love R. Kelly. I just saw a video with them. They just went to court with him and came back like,
No, well, he ain't getting out. He ain't getting out of jail.
Oh, nobody don't care about that.
They ain't let him. No. He tried to post bail.
Yeah.
The judge said hell to the no.
Well, you know what? And that's good.
R. Kelly could fly to Saudi Arabia and make a zillion singing over there.
What, singing and peeing?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pee on you.
But yeah, him and Epstein, they're gonna hopefully
Oh my God.
they'll share the same thing. Remember, I was talking about Epstein
From
He
months
was
ago.
smoke.
He was not getting the money. You kept saying it over and over, right?
Yeah. He came in from Paris and they got his ass
Right.
right out of New Jersey, and that's by design too.
Yeah.
That's all of these things is to keep the smoke off Trump ass. So it's like, oh, who can we light a fire under to
Right.
show what the left hand is doing? 'Cause
Right.
we don't want them to see what the right hand is doing.
But the weird thing is all those cronies he has, they're all going to jail. They're messing with kids. They're messing with little kids.
What's so crazy about that?
Russian spies.
They're gonna get on. They think that he's gonna
Who's got now? The one guy on the low totem pole who they said was just a coffee carrier. You went to get coffee. He's out of jail now.
But you think about it.
The guy was he from Greece or somewhere? Can't remember his
I don't
name.
know about that. But I just think about it. This guy was a billionaire.
Who?
Epstein.
Where'd he get his
He was a
money?
billionaire.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
This cat is a billionaire. They said that he was trading little girls. He said they had like 30, 40 little girls.
Yeah.
He would put them on his private plane, fly between his house in New York and his house, I think, is in California someplace.
Yeah.
Right?
like 7.
This cat got cracked. He got caught.
Yeah.
in his own eye.
Right.
Dog,
Which is
this
called
cat.
pedophile.
Wow.
This cat.
He said that.
That's a pedophile island.
He said pedophile.
But here's the thing. So this cat got cracked. Went to jail. Nobody knew about it.
13 months.
13 months. 13 months over 40 girls. Went to jail. And the thing about it is, dog was
They gave him that sweetheart deal. They gave him that sweetheart deal.
He
Right.
was a Huber. You know what Huber is, right?
Right. Where you could go out and work, but you got to be back at the end of the day.
Basically, you got to work. Dog was able to go to work 6 days. So he wasn't in jail.
Now think about it. What kind of work are you doing as a billionaire?
I don't know what he's doing.
He's trading.
Trading them little
Yeah,
girls.
Little girl. Maybe trade a stock or two.
Horrible.
Dog, I had to kill him, dog.
Oh yeah.
Horrible.
See,
And if he was in jail, I feel for him because
I don't.
I'll pay somebody to find dog.
No, don't do that. Don't say that.
I'm saying I would have.
Yeah.
He ain't violating nobody in my family,
Yeah.
so I'm just saying I
That's
would.
somebody that I would personally like to squeeze the life out myself if it was one of mine. So that just that lets you know when it comes to little girls, just little kids in general. You don't see nobody out trying to touch this dude up.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
because he about to get touched up in prison, dog. It ain't even no question.
But
Yes, it's a
you know,
route.
I know they go after like orphan and little kids and everything.
Rapists.
All of them not.
Yes, they will.
Yes, they will.
No, I'm just saying that that's what they do. Yeah, you know, because nobody is watching, nobody cares. But all of those kids are not orphans. Like some of those kids.
You're going way a little too deep now. You're going a little too deep.
It's like, where's
That's
the
deep.
parents?
We can't get into that.
All right, no, all right, okay. No,
That's something to talk about, though.
You're right. That's
No,
not.
I'm just saying. No. That's not. I'm just saying we can't blame the parents, though.
No.
We can't blame.
No,
the
He wasn't blaming the parents at all. You didn't hear
I'm
him.
saying because that's kind of what happened.
Are you sure you're trying to get in that conversation now? We want to leave that to a later day.
I'm just saying, as a parent,
Be careful.
what would I be doing? I'd be on that ass.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and Epstein will have a tape. It ain't gonna be the one he wants.
Yeah, it ain't even crazy.
That's all I'm saying. It's like as a parent, because I got girls, and you know, anytime I get very emotional when I hear, you know, some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, especially little girls, because it just takes me there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I got girls too. You know, I know.
You gotta catch that smoke, huh?
right.
Smoke.
Okay,
You gotta catch that smoke.
Dog, I got some lighter fluid. I'm gonna let them straight.
The best.
You gotta catch that smoke.
Yeah.
And while we talk about smoke, let's talk about the cannabis.
Ooh.
I like that segue.
Nice segue.
Hey, you had an earlier segue too that I forgot to. Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, I like that. I like that.
Nice segue.
All right.
What about cannabis?
Segue.
So what did you want to talk about with the cannabis?
What did you want to talk about? Cannabis is a thing now. That's the race for cannabis, to legalize it, to farm it, to cultivate it, to sell it.
No, listen. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
What drug can you do legally? Like just accepted by everybody?
Are you kidding me? It used to be cocaine.
Opium.
Cannabis too.
I'm just saying.
Opium, that was kind of dirty. It always stayed a little dirty.
No, the drug.
Try alcohol.
Alcohol, besides alcohol and weed.
That's a drug.
Is there anything else that people
Weed's 1/4 of
out
100.
there doing?
Opioids.
And it's accepted like that?
Dude,
Okay.
just because
I don't know.
Pill here and there?
on the media today, they just saying that overdose has decreased among white people. That just came across today when I
Is that because they're dying off at alarming rates?
That's because now they know that opioids is
Nigga just hit with an Narcan.
well, a Narcan is now more accessible, so
Yeah.
it's over the counter.
Yeah.
You know, so
The cops are tired of doing it.
and they're starting to prescribe the medication, not stronger doses.
Yeah.
So they're lessen the doses. So they really talented where they prescribe the black people, because you know they always prescribe less low doses.
So go ahead, dog. I'm sorry. We had to rush this.
No, the cannabis thing is the percentage of business owners and founders of those businesses by race are horrible.
We've been talking. I said that a long time ago.
Horrible.
That's part of the reason why I don't care if we legalize it or not.
But check this out. Now, they spend all that time locking people up with non-violent, offensive cannabis people. Now we can talk different, because I was around when they were calling super predators, and they were saying, hey, that's what they called me. They called you that too. You didn't know? You were no longer a nigger. You were a super predator.
So anyway,
That was really a predator with dreads. That's what you were, with a couple guns and a bag of crack in your pocket. That's what it was. So I started looking at some facts, man.
Yeah.
Some facts.
Yeah.
So in 2017, 80% of marijuana business owners
Yep.
and founders by race,
Yep.
80% of them were white.
Yep.
Other were 6.7. I don't know exactly what other means. That means that I get on here and I don't want to fill this out. I'm just trying to be rebellious.
Or you just like
Other is just non-white.
5.7% were Hispanic and Latino.
Yep.
4.3% were African Americans.
Yep.
2.4% were Asians. So I started looking at this. First, you lock us up for these type of crimes, marijuana, at alarming rates.
Yep.
And then, once again, when it comes back to, okay, now corporate has a handle on it, we know how to tax this stuff, municipalities are putting it into order, because of the things that are going on. First with cancer patients and everyone on that. We're really trying to kick opioids, so we're trying to make everyone okay by giving them weed now.
Yeah.
Which they should a long time ago. It's not a bad drug. So now that happens, all the people you locked up, okay, some people get out. And when they get out, they can't even farm the stuff you put them in jail for just 10, 15, 20 years
I've been
ago.
saying that for I don't know how long.
Now they are trying to. There are some systems in California where they give you points for being a person that went to jail for that, and that they released you for it once they made it legal. They give you points towards the application towards starting a dispensary. But the one thing they price you the hell out. If you know anything about starting these dispensaries, just the little fees, $50,000 for this, $100,000 for the application fee, $1 million bond cash, insurance of $500,000 bond cash.
See, and this is part of the reason why I didn't want. I still don't care if we legalize weed or not.
So let's
because here's the thing. Because first of all, like he said, we got all these people in prison who went to jail for all these little weed charges.
Mm-hmm.
Who now we have people selling it, and we still have people in jail for the exact same thing that people are doing legally now.
Right.
Yeah,
that's not right.
Well,
so here's the thing.
They are trying to release them. I know what you're gonna say.
No. Because I researched this.
Oh snap!
We talked about this one time.
Yes, sir.
So North Dakota is the only state said, okay, we're gonna legalize weed, and when we legalize weed, everybody who has this type of charge or lower is gonna be released out. They're the only state.
No, it's not.
Yes,
California did it. California did it.
Illinois. No.
Fact checkers, you sitting right there in front of a laptop.
Illinois just went legal. We'll go legal
in January.
Of 2020.
That's part of the stipulation, possibly.
And part of that is they're releasing, based on the same condition. I don't know the specifics, but if it's less than anybody that
but they haven't done it yet.
Was arrested for less than 4 ounces. It's either 4 or 13. I don't know.
You can't be in jail that long with 4 ounces.
They have not done it yet.
Right. They have not done it yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, not Illinois.
That's what I'm saying. Just like Florida passed that law. Hey, if you went to jail, you can now vote because people couldn't vote. And what happened? The Republicans came in and said, "No, we're gonna flip that around. Now you gotta have a poll tax, and you're gonna have to pay to dog." So really, the only state that done it is North Dakota. In California, you have to petition the court to get out.
Well, that's not a problem.
Yes, you have to, but why should I have to? To me, why should I have to petition?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you. Are you asking why or what? What I think? Are you asking me what I think the reasoning behind it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the reasoning behind it is we're not gonna make it easy for you, Negro.
Yeah,
no.
I think.
But when we're gonna turn around and say we've got breaking news, we have changed some laws in the cases of people who are non-violent marijuana offenders. It sounds great politically, but at the end of the day, just like
we still sitting our asses in jail.
Right.
So that's my first big problem with that.
Okay.
My second big problem with it is exactly like you said. We are not being cut into. We're not being cut into.
And we're not saying anything about it either.
And I gotta say, maybe it's our fault too. Yeah. But here's the thing.
Partially. Yeah.
But here's the thing. If you listen to the radio here in Wisconsin, you hear all these white people on the radio talk about, yeah, let's support making cannabis legal. Why? Why should I support making cannabis legal? So they white ass can walk around and smoke and do whatever the hell they want. When realistically, we've been smoking and doing all that stuff as long as we wanted to, but we go to jail. They can walk around now and smoke their weed. I don't.
Here's the problem. I'm not into the smoking of weed. I'm into where the fun. Listen, let me give you an example. So years ago, remember House Speaker Boehner?
Okay.
John Boehner?
Yeah.
Where's he from? What do you got? He's from Ohio. Right. Right. You know the dude.
He was orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the smoothest Republican we've seen in years. He fit it perfectly. He was an ass when he needed to be an ass. He was always turning his nose up, crying all the time. Oh, remember at the end he cried? He did. But let me tell you something. When they talked about the legalization of marijuana, he was against it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you know why he left?
Why?
He told you guys he left because the things are changing, the party's changing, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went back to Ohio. and he owns one of the biggest
I'm not
weed
saying-
businesses.
I think there's
One of the
one-
biggest
He's
weed
a
businesses.
he's
Not only a lobbyist, he crops
He's into,
the aftermarket
he's into
selling. He cultivates and grows marijuana. That's what he
So
does.
what you're saying, he's trying to be
He's not trying to be anything.
George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
Dude, he left.
He's a girl.
Left. Now remember, it was his party that was locking us up. Then he jumped out the party and then started growing weed and selling it.
Yeah, no.
So-
And then here's what's crazy is when we sit here and we look at this, what we're supposed to do is stand together and say, look, stop messing around with smoking it, ignorant, grow it. Like this is one thing you've heard me say on more than one podcast, at least 3 or 4 times. I said, wow, we have an application to grow CBD, the hemp, right? And no will fill out the application.
Dog. No, because I think it may be twofold here. If I live on 27th and Burleigh, where the hell am I gonna grow weed at? Where niggas ain't gonna steal my stuff.
Well, everybody's not gonna be able to do it, bro. Everyone's not gonna make it.
But I'm just saying. So that's the getting land wherever you're gonna do it is probably the first hurdle, right?
Well, the farm bill can.
But I'm just
assist with that.
okay.
But you gotta know. But you
I'm
gotta
just
know.
saying-
Yeah.
Let me tell you
The
something.
other part,
Okay.
the other part about that I see is who's gonna finance you. If you start a business, regardless of what business it is, you gotta get financed.
Okay, so
They're not financing.
when I saw the hemp growers,
for normal stuff.
when I saw the hemp growers and they were talking about it when they first put the application out there and then wanted to talk about it on the air with the news, I won't say the name, I won't big them up, but they went to Mequon. And there was a little Barbie in the backyard talking about he is now growing hemp. Who in the world said that you needed 50, 60 acre plots to grow it? You don't.
If you're gonna be big time,
If you're going to be big time,
you gotta start.
everyone is not going to take advantage of
That's true.
being a farmer.
Because everybody don't think dollars.
Right.
I think dollars.
Right. That's exactly what I think is dollars first.
Black people just can't afford it.
Well,
Think about-
I think that's part of it.
when you think about not only just it's a haunt to what it costs $175 if I remember
Somewhere. Yeah, somewhere about that.
But that's just part of the cost. A lot, and I don't want to sound negative.
These are neighbors. These people that were filling these out and they're growing now are just normal people that have backyard plots.
But I think what you're bringing up is very valid, and I think this podcast, because we want to preface what we talk about,
Right.
how it affects
Black people.
folks,
Yeah.
And I think when people understand the science behind it, because nobody has $175 to drop on a hemp license.
But we got $300 for Jordans.
You didn't let me finish.
Yeah.
You jumping all on me. There.
Not you, them.
Come on, dog. But you gotta talk because
I was talking.
You can't just be.
Listen.
You jump all over me and then
Nah, but no, he just
point at you like this.
he beat me to
He's
my
like you just jumping all over
yeah,
me like this.
Yeah, man. You're disrespecting my
Skinny.
you're disrespecting me.
World, you see this? And you hear it in high def.
No, but yeah, so it's our choice selection that needs to be understood. But then furthermore, it's just like you said, everybody think that you need a farm. You just need a room where you can just grow it, and depending on how many plants. It's legal. We just need to start exercising those rights, and we need to be aware and be in those rooms when they're carving out the opportunity for white folks. And be like, hey, black folks and others have suffered more so. We should definitely get a fair shake at it. But if we're not in those rooms, if we're not sacrificing to invest in those businesses, it's not going to happen. And let me go back to you, Pitch. You disagree with cannabis becoming legal, and I understand your point. But it has to become legal if we're going to fight to help get our brothers and sisters out.
No,
Now,
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
listen. Listen, no. Going back to the Illinois legalization, what they're saying that under the Cannabis Regulation and Tax Act, an astonishing 770,000 cannabis records could be impacted.
Could be.
Right.
Again,
Hold on.
again,
I mean, qualifying
could be,
individuals
possibly.
to have them removed from criminal history.
Okay.
So it's not a clean slate where they're saying, "Oh, poof, everybody's free," but it's a start.
It is a start.
And we got to start somewhere, especially.
But what about those? What about these states who have already passed legalization of weed?
There's 23 of them. 23.
They still got black folks sitting in jail right now.
Well, we know why that.
But you said we gotta get it legal to change it. Nothing's changing. Nothing is changing. That's the problem I have. You can say that and it sounds good, but nothing is changing.
So, some things are changing. It's just not as changing. It's not as changing.
What's changing?
It's not changing in a fair
and equal in Colorado who are still sitting in jail.
Yeah, nothing for them. Not at this point in time. But we got to stay the course. Everybody is not going to be free. It's not.
I'm gonna say this. I'm tired of staying the course. I'm tired of forgiving people. I'm tired of doing this.
I didn't say nothing about forgiving people.
I'm saying because to me all this is kind of in the same circle. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Forgive them because they don't know what they do. Stay the course so we can get dog. If we really want to, and I'm gonna just be honest, I think we as black people we sell ourselves short.
Yes.
If we start coming together and start saying, hey, look, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to get this together, we need to do this. We are a very powerful group. The problem is we are too divided. And even just economically we're divided because people economic levels have different thoughts. Mm-hmm. We're divided politically. Majority, you know what I'm saying? There are still black Republicans, and we're divided just emotionally and thought process on it. You know what I'm saying? Some cats from the hood gonna be like, I'll just grow my own right now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have people that think. The people that think, you know what I'm saying? You can't go into a knife fight with some rocks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's us as black folks, we there. And all this, let's stay the course. No, we can't stay the course no more. We gotta change shit.
Dude, listen to these statistics. California, 261. Nevada, 61. Alaska, 93. Oregon, oh my goodness. Oregon has 560 plus dispensaries. Washington, 103 retail stores. Colorado, 520 dispensaries. Massachusetts, 19. Maine has 8.
How many total?
Arizona, 100.
You got a total of that?
I have a total. I'm just going through how many dispensaries there are. And we are 4.3 as far as having our own dispensaries.
So you say out of 100 dispensaries, we have 4.5.
If that many.
Yeah. 4.5 dispensaries out of 100.
So now what America does is sit back and say we're going to give them drugs, and then we're going to make all these statutes so that you can't have your own dispensary.
But is that America's fault? Or is that black people?
Well, I use Milwaukee because the start was, hey, you guys can get your hemp license. That's how you move up. Mm-hmm. Then you create partners from there.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is again, a lot of people in Milwaukee, and I'm gonna talk about Milwaukee because that's where we are. A lot of these cats around here think pennies and quarters.
Because they've never seen pennies and quarters, anything above that. But it's not, like remember I said earlier, everyone's not going to make it.
Yeah. So you got to think dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Think dollars. And I give you a prime example. Here's a prime example how people think dollars and cents, okay? So my mother, at one time, she was thinking about driving for Amazon, okay?
Right.
She's going to be a driver. She was talking about, she knew this dude who was like in charge of drivers for Amazon, right? So she was going to get hooked up with this guy and work for him, for Amazon. I was like, why would you do that?
Well, there you go, monolith. She's joining the black company, right?
But because here's the thing. Why would you do that? Amazon is looking for all these different drivers.
Right.
Why would you go work for him when you can go work for yourself? You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I told
But
him. I was like, don't look to work for him. Go to Amazon, talk to them.
That's being pushed.
For them and get money. Because now you see, now they got all these Sprinter vans with all these Amazon logos and stuff.
Okay.
Those people don't own those vans. Amazon own those vans. You see what I'm saying? If you would have got in on the ground floor, now you'd be driving one of those trucks, having your own business, using their stuff.
They kept that secret.
No, they was
promoting it.
I didn't see it.
Promoting getting you a bonus to start your own business.
Hold on, now wait. Now I have friends who are Amazon. Let me finish. I have friends who work at Amazon right here. They work at Amazon.
Yeah.
So I called them about that a couple months ago, and that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I'm still confused in the part where you say, "Why don't you work for yourself?" Well, why couldn't a conglomerate of black people get together and create their own trucking company that took over most of the business they could for?
That's different though.
Why is that different?
Because remember I said my mother said she was going to work for somebody else.
Right.
She wasn't saying, okay, I'm gonna get in and we are gonna start and then I'm gonna start talking to him.
Right.
And we gonna make this business.
Okay, you're talking about the conditioning.
Yes, her thought process
Okay.
was I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna work for him.
Right.
Versus saying I'm gonna try to get in, understand this, and maybe we can become business partners one day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I think.
Okay.
I think dollars. I don't think cents. I think dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Try to be top of totem pole. And I don't think we got enough people, especially in
it's too many people trying to be at the top of the totem pole, and the separation, the conditioning of, like I always say, if we don't like ourselves, how can I like you?
Yeah, and part of that though is the hustle mentality.
Yep.
Is it really a hustle mentality, or is it just
life?
I'm gonna get my it's survival.
That's what I said. Life. That's what
and when you start to survive, you'll justify anything for your temporary now.
Yes.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying is realistically is people gotta think sense because that's all they got in their pocket, and sometimes they ain't got that. So I gotta think of how I'm gonna get these couple cents in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Versus these dollars. You know what I'm saying? I can't think dollars because I'm not there right now, especially here in Milwaukee.
And you're not conditioned to think dollars.
Exactly.
You gotta go. Well, that's more of the American interest.
But I'm just saying you gotta think about that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about that. So I guess what we're saying here kind of correlates to American Engine. So what that's all about?
I just have this funny feeling that now I start to understand why life will just wear you down to where you have to keep fighting to get back up. Because I just had that feeling like, oh yeah, we could talk about it, people getting together, but people, you're right. Black people are so separate. We're gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over here and you do it that way. And if you want a prime example of that foolishness, why is there a church on every corner?
Yep.
Why is there a liquor store on every single corner?
Yep. On the opposite corner.
Right.
Yeah.
In our neighborhoods.
What's Cedric say? Church, liquor store, Chinese place.
Right.
Church, Chick-fil-A, Chinese place. Church, liquor store, check cashing place.
Right.
Check place right next to it.
Exactly.
Mobile and gas station.
Right.
So I mean that's the thing though. You know what I'm saying? We and I often think about this, and this is, in my heart I'm an activist. You know what I'm saying?
Are you really?
Yeah. I fight, dog. I will stand up for any fight for social justice for black people any place.
Really?
If you're right.
Now I have a question about that, right?
Huh?
When did you start doing it?
Dog, I don't want to say it. I've been in Waukesha doing it for at least
Ooh,
10 years.
yeah, that's right. Longer than that.
Because of my boys.
Yeah, it's been longer than
So in my heart, I'm an activist. The problem is I don't know how to get boots on the ground in Milwaukee to say, okay, we need to, because to me, I think that we need.
Stay away from the politicians.
Oh yeah, that. But I think we need like a coalition of people to tell, and this sounds crazy, but I think to tell black people, hey, we need to do this. Hey, we need to think this way. We need to go this way.
And tell them what, because I knew he was going to say that. But for what reason? Give me an example. Because.
Okay.
So, hey, y'all taking this home for me. I don't have to say nothing. I will.
So,
I don't.
let's just say political field. Let's talk about politics now, okay?
Where politics, where?
It's
Period.
in Milwaukee.
So we're changing up.
No. I'm talking about because you said give you an example.
Okay.
Of what I mean, politics. So I don't know if you remember when Tom Barrett first ran for mayor of Milwaukee. When he ran for mayor of Milwaukee, do you remember who was the mayor before that? Marvin Pratt.
No, Marvin Pratt was a temporary mayor for 6 months.
But he was active.
But he was
the active mayor at
Right.
the time.
Right.
Do you know that Tom Barrett told Marvin Pratt that he wasn't going to run against him?
Yeah. Matter of fact, he left the office early so he could have.
Tom Barrett told Marvin Pratt that he was not going to run against him to be mayor of Milwaukee.
Right, and he left out early so that he could get a head start on being mayor.
And then he left out head start to get mayor, and he started slandering. Because if you remember, if you remember, all those there was a bunch of commercials talking about how Marvin Pratt wasn't paying his bills. Do you remember those?
Oh no, it wasn't paying his bills. They called him a slumlord, wasn't
The
it?
slumlord, and he wasn't paying his bills. They
To the house,
by
right?
Tom Barrett. You know what I'm saying? Do we because I just learned this probably within the last 4 to 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But as black people, did we know that? No, because then we come as a group. We say, hey, look, this guy ain't got our best interest in mind. Right. We need to vote him out. Yeah, there's gonna be stragglers out there, right. But we need to understand that we, as a group of black people, we need to vote them out. That's one way I think that we need a voice in Milwaukee. I think we also need a voice in Milwaukee because I think we got so many people who are just lost and don't know what to do. Right. And want to do something, but they don't know what to do.
Absolutely.
So if you have, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking we need to make some kind of coalition. I know, like Tory Lowe, is that his name? Tory Lowe. He's like an activist. The Black Panthers are like an activist. Mm-hmm. You got like Lena, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, stay away from politicians. I'm not really thinking about politicians, and I'm staying away from the churches in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Until you need them.
That's where black people are at. You mean as a leadership model?
Yes, more as a leadership model.
What I mean by staying away from churches is a leadership model to talk to the people for you. They shouldn't be in it in the first place.
Oh yeah, no. You should, yeah.
As a community, as our people, yes. You know, we're told to do that, but
realistically, even here in Milwaukee, we only got like really 3 big churches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And those 3 big churches kind of dominate everything. So if you get good with those 3 churches, you can get just about anything you want. But you gotta get in those 3 churches. You know what 3 they are.
Yeah, I know exactly what they are. I just $10 billion business with only 4.2 less than this to me is probably 1% of African Americans having any ownage in it or founding anything in it.
So then here's another question.
And those statistics were for 2017.
But here's the crazy question. So if that's the case, how come we keep hearing all these commercials saying vote to make weed legal? And if you listen to the voices, a lot of times those voices on those commercials are white people. Why are white people so interested in us now all of a sudden voting for legalization of marijuana?
They want to smoke it. They know you smoke too.
They want to smoke it and
they want to make money off of it.
Bingo.
They want to make
bingo.
You don't have to. Let me tell you something. You don't have to do not one doggone commercial. Not one. Not back. I haven't been to Denver this year. I haven't been there this year within a year at all. But think about this. You don't have to do a commercial about once they figure out the dispensaries open up. You don't have to get on the commercial and say nothing. You don't hear anybody say, "Hey, Ralph's liquor store."
But what they're doing is because it's not legal here. They need your vote to make it legal.
Oh, they've already started. 70% of the states wants it.
I mean, realistically, 70% of states said it. So it don't matter if you're black or white anyway.
Right.
White cats want it too.
Right.
So realistically, they just need them cats to overturn it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's part of the engine.
Oh, you know.
And Republicans did not want anybody Democratic having any plans, any say-so about how they want it done, because it's already structured in the other Republican states. This is how we did it. This is how we kept the people of color out. This is how we kept the money for ourselves, and this is the path that we laid out for everyone to get to. If they can make it this far, then they'll be lost in paperwork.
So that's part of the engine. Listen
The
to
American engine.
Listen to it.
Yeah. So yeah, this is more theoretical, but what we've talked about Trump's behavior in the office of president and what he's promoting that's part of the American engine. When you talk about the legalization of marijuana while Black people are still incarcerated, that's part of the American engine. When you talk about Black people are not being collective and moving as one monolith for a specific agenda.
The machine, right?
That's the American engine. We are disenfranchised on purpose as Black folks. We don't agree, and if we don't agree, I'm taking my ball elsewhere. I ain't playing with y'all because y'all don't agree with me, and it's my ball. That's how we operate, and that's why we will continue to be last, as you pointed out, with the 4.3% of ownership in the cannabis industry. But when you look at our incarceration rate, we outweigh any other racial category. That's by design. That's the American engine. So when you see Trump talking about all of this bullshit, center back, or they file, they want to make sure that we have no room in this country unless it's in a state of confusion and servitude. Because if we band together, and we show a solid front, of course they're going to try to, disrupt that. When you look at the Black Panther, when you look at Black communities that was self-sustaining, what they do, they either bomb it, burn it down, send an interstate through it. This country is going to have the least interest of Black folks. So when you talk about why Black folks, they don't know about it. Most of us is miseducated.
So what does that have to do? I'm lost about the engine part.
The engine is they want us this way.
What he's saying is the machine is working perfectly.
Yeah.
What's that?
They
machine?
Look at
the powers to be,
point.
The boogeyman, Illuminati, whoever you want to call.
I'm trying to make it very clear so whoever listening can make it clear.
Well, I'm not. I'll just say the powers to be. So whoever controls and influence any industry. Look at the health and look at health, and when it comes
so they say the president.
No, I'm not just saying because the president, he's not the only person that's running this and controlling this, but head of industries and corporations, politicians, lawmakers.
So okay.
Local, state, national, global. They're always going to make sure that whatever they're putting forth is going to benefit white folks way more than it benefit Black folks. And they'll do anything. If you look at, that's why they got us in prison. That's your stance. Why you don't care if marijuana is ever legalized, because until your brothers and sisters are free, then marijuana to you is bullshit. And I understand that, but I'm just saying.
It's the same for alcohol though, right?
Well, alcohol is legal.
How about the same for fried chicken, right? Same shit, right?
Fried chicken, last time I checked, is legal unless you cook it.
I mean, in 6 months we can go right down. If I'm not sick, I can go right down to Illinois in 6 months and buy what I want to buy.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But you got to stay down there. You can't.
Sure can.
Bring it back.
The system works perfectly. It works perfectly in itself.
That's what we need to understand. It's like when you think about laws are mostly created to keep Black and brown folks and other non-white folks in a box. It
keep the peace.
It limits us from capturing the American dream, because you have people that is in prison for small portions of marijuana. They can't they cannot, when they get out, they can't get a job or start a business in the cannabis industry. That's crazy. They done did their time. They should be afforded those rights just as, regular American citizens. That's what I'm saying is when you think about everything that's holding us back, it has been on purpose, and then we blame ourselves from holding each other back. The crabs in the barrel mentality is not just because we're black, it's because we're trained to be crabs in a bucket. Okay. That's the American engine. That's what it's like. Even when you talk about entertainment.
What trains us to be crabs in a barrel, I guess? You say
education. Okay, let's go with education. Okay?
The education doesn't train us to be crabs in a barrel.
Education surely does. When you have those teachers and they're teaching about American history, but then when it comes to February, they're going to teach about Black history, and they're going to only talk about Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, maybe Frederick Douglass, but they ain't talking about the inventions and how we have helped this country, how we have built this country, the inventions that Black folks have invented even through slavery, but they can't have a patent.
How did you learn about that?
I did my research.
Okay.
So yeah. I guess
I learned because my parents slammed a book in my face, and they kept slamming books in my face, and then they were telling me at the same time. A lot of this education, I'm not going to let it slide on education, because I watch people go and get what they want.
Hold on.
They get what they want. If you want education, it's there. It's not hidden.
But if you Black and you're growing up in a low income,
yeah,
you ain't thinking.
You talking about kids? You talking about kids or your people your age?
I'm talking about
because this right here, I can type in Africa and get anything I want in the world and learn about it.
But I'm just talking about this wasn't available in the 60s and 70s.
What available for us?
Right, but it's available now. But
right.
You know how the story where you have a kid and pretty smart and like, I want to be a lawyer or a judge, and it's like, no, little John, you should think about being a janitor.
You can be a carpenter. Jesus was one. You can be one too.
That's all part of the influence of education, because your teacher is shifting you on a path. Very few buck that and say, fuck you, this is what I'm gonna do, and they wind up achieving it. But a lot of times when you're low in income, your parents only want you to have a job. They don't want you to be out in the streets messing around. I just want you to have a job, right?
Right.
All of that comes together. It's like when you think about the American engine purposely wants to disenfranchise and keep Black folks confused because as we're in a state of confusion, white folks is profiting off of our labor, our inventions. Even think about rap.
Our ignorance.
Realistically, how does that ever change? White folks have profited off our labor since they stole us from Africa.
I'm not saying how it's changed. I'm saying how it's affecting Black people, because we're not looking at from a macro level. We're not looking at it like everything is connected, from our education, from the jobs, because even if we get a job out of college, we still have to, for Black people, what we have to do. And they say work is twice as hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you still may not get an opportunity. And then what do? You're gonna blame white folks from holding you back, because that's who is the ones that's tethering you to opportunity, instead of you, like you were saying. Or
I think what you're saying depends on the person.
No,
because for me, I'm never gonna say no white person will hold me back. So like I think what you said depends on the person. It's
not like they don't try, is what I'm saying.
They can try all they want.
But yeah, but it's not about you, because you know your worth.
I know the game, yeah.
You know the game. A lot of Black people don't know the game. They don't know their worth. So then they just fall back into the pockets that the American engine has fit for them, whether it's prison, whether it's working in a corporation, in a job that you're overqualified for, whether it's not working at all, instead of finding your own passion, because you listened to too many people and you didn't listen to yourself.
You know, I have an old school take on that.
What's that?
I don't believe in going and trying to find a job with your passion. If you have a passion and it pays, you get lucky enough to get paid for it, great. But I think we need more lawyers, doctors, police commissioners, more people of those traditional, more fire people, more of those things. As far as African Americans, I think we need more of them.
Oh, absolutely.
For example,
more engineers.
Right, exactly.
More people that can code.
More accountants, more coders.
Yes.
When my nephew decided he wanted to go to college, and he said, I said the story before, but he said, well, I want to do international business. And I was like, nah, go do this, work overseas, and then learn the countries you want to work in. That's international business. Don't spend all this money on them to talk to you about international business when that's just a learned process.
Yeah, but I'll say this in closing. You know, the American engine it casts a wide net, and
Yes.
it not only disparages Black people, it disparages other peoples too. It disparages low-income white folks, Hispanics, along as Asians, but it is really point the tip of the spear
It's us.
at us. Because think about reparations. How many times have we go and people say, I'm tired of hearing about reparations, and it's Black folks. We tired of hearing about our own self-interest.
Right.
Instead of mobilizing and coming together, we tired of hearing that. So
Right.
that's to me, that's somebody I can't even start having a conversation with about organizing, because you tired of hearing about reparations.
Right.
I gotta say, I kind of got tired of listening about reparations. But then once you start looking into it and see that the Chinese got reparations, Native Americans got reparations, they gave Jews reparations,
They gave the slave masters
they gave the slave masters reparations.
For what?
Because they lost us.
They lost their
So, but we got nothing, and I don't know how we're going to do this, and I don't even know where to start.
Acres in a mule,
Right.
and then when
That's the thing. So
Andrew Jackson snatched that back.
I don't think reparations be all financial.
No, but no one says it's financial.
No, I'm just saying because a lot of people when they say reparations, they talking straight monies.
But that's the direction of the American engine. It want us to we don't got no money, so they think that's the only thing. No, you know what I'm saying? Reparation is deep. How you gonna unpack the injustices on the legal,
Lock you up.
social system,
Lock you up.
health? Run around. We talk about mental health, and they don't prescribe the right medications to Black folks because they look at us different. There's benign neglect. There's all these strategies and everything that count against us.
Yeah.
So when you talk about Black folks, and when you're saying that it's all about money for reparation, no, it's not. It's about all the pockets that we have been purposely disenfranchised.
Yeah, I think I kind of understand what you're saying, but to me, it's kind of like I think what you're saying for me personally is like you gotta take self-interest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? I was I was raised by my grandparents, but other times I was raised by my mom, and there was times where it looked bleak. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, when I got into 4th, 5th, 6th grade with my mom. I said, I didn't have to go to school if I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? She probably wouldn't care if I went to school. I went to school though, because I wanted to go to school.
You went to school because grandma had already started you. Someone had to train you to be there on time.
But so it was a self-motivation thing.
Oh, and then when we were young, everything was happening at school.
And that's true too. Everything was popping at school.
You got to catch the show and you go and talk about it at school.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. I think we as Black people need to start thinking, like I said, I think it's again, start thinking dollars versus cents.
Yeah.
I think people need to start knowing what's going on in their lives and start figuring it all out, figuring out where we stand, because where we stand is not good.
Yeah, we have to start thinking about what's in our best interest from a family standpoint.
Yeah.
You know, and then from a Black people standpoint. But
yeah,
if we start thinking of that, you know what I'm saying, reparations is going to be something that we will start and we will define out and we will say this is what reparation is for us, because money you can spend that overnight, but we're trying to talk about things that's going to jumpstart Black Americans, and that we can start making real wealth for our community. So that's all I have, you know. But I'm not done with the American Indian, because whatever you talk about, you can pick something.
Yeah.
And I can tell you how Black folks is disenfranchised.
Well,
The American Indian.
that sounds like we had a good talk.
Nice one.
Good discussion.
Oh,
Talk about the American Indian. Talk about cannabis sales and how we need to get our black tail out there. And Trumpy Trump.
What you got to say, Wendell Scott?
Man, that was a good
We're
one.
about to close out. Yeah.
Like to say peace. I had nothing to say to say peace. Had a good time.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah.
Let's rock it.
On that, this ain't the last of the American Indian. I don't know if that's going to be the coin word, but you know,
Oh damn, we gotta hear American Indian like we used to hear Monolith every damn week.
well, it's the same thing. But
It's
you
a
know,
machine.
they're one and the same. But the monolith is going to take us out. It's going to throw a monkey wrench in that American Indian. You know. But yeah, I just say everybody have a good weekend, and it's nice rocking with you cats.
Yeah, dog. You know, I'm glad that we back.
Yeah.
I'm glad that if you've been there and you're out there with us, I'm glad you're with us now, rocking with us. I appreciate you being with us on this Friday evening.
Hey, give a shout out to Omar.
Omar,
Yeah,
our
you
man
can hear us now.
What up, Bo? Oh yeah, last one thing. Look out for that Half Moon Science album. About to be dropped in a couple of months. We'll talk about that more. Half Moon Science is me, Wendell Scott One Therapy, and Noble Drew. Two cats from Chicago. You know we do that whole Hiawatha line. So I just want to say, be looking for that album coming up.
Okay.
All right, shout out to that. I can't wait.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
There you go.
that was it.
You can pre-order on Google Play. It's up there now.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We might play that next week. Get that some airplay.
Give a little airplay. Yeah, that's what's up.
Any spins come back to you, so there you go.
So yeah. So I just want to say thank you for rocking with us.
Peace.
Thanks for being with us. And we'll holler when we holler.